Oh, wow, thanks.
Now, I want to ask you something. I've been getting emails from people all around the country. You've been dropping by their town. You've been going all over the place. But I can't get a straight answer. What have you been doing? Because you've been spotted in, like, different cities. You know,
Sounds so shady.
Well, no.
I'm actually, for the first time in my life, directing.
Okay.
I'm directing a documentary, which is a whole new form for me. It's so spontaneous, and you try to plan as best as you can, but it's a whole different forum for me, and it's about voting, and it's different than, I hope it'll be different than a lot of the stuff that's out there right now, because that's so good, I don't want to touch that.
Right.
And mine is sort of, I don't understand the political process. I know that voting is incredibly important. I knew a little bit of the history of why it's so important, because of what people went through to enable us to have the beautiful right to vote.
Right.
But I felt very ignorant, and when I read the newspaper, I was confused. I understood why people turned away from it, because it was overwhelming. And so I just wanted to take this very personal journey of why voting is important, this beautiful, personal, anonymous ritual that is a very, very life-changing and important thing to do. And
yeah, it's wonderful. So if you're not, now this is...
And I'm not afraid to admit that I have no idea, like, what I'm getting into when I started 8 months ago. And it's just been one of the most enlightening things I've ever done. And hopefully it'll be timeless, because it's about voting in general and a lot of the history of voting. But it's good. It's certainly apropos, because right now, you know, everybody's thinking about it. So.
Now, obviously, you're not endorsing one candidate or the other. It's just about voting. This is not...
It's become even less and less about politics and the candidates. It's much more about, like, what we go through as human beings, and that they're human.
So what sparked this? So you're sitting home one day. Like, I'm always amazed. We do these things on the street, and we say to people, who was the first president? Oh, Lincoln. You know, they don't seem to know anything. And people always ask me, is it fake? I go, it's not fake. It's real.
Well, when people would say, oh, well, the Electoral College, I mean, I was one of those people at the dinner table who's like, oh, God, please, I don't know what they're talking about. I feel so silly. And the more people speak so intelligently and highfalutinly about politics, the more ignorant I felt, and the more I'd sort of, like, remove myself from it. So I wanted to ask those questions. What is the Electoral College? I have no idea. You know, I didn't know how you go about registering. I mean, I just started voting in the last few years, but, you know, what if you can't vote? Absentee ballots. There's all these beautiful things, and that's just the logistics of it.
These are some photos you took along the way here?
Yeah.
Okay, there you are shooting something. Where's that? You know where?
That's in Selma, and that's me. That's the bigger camera. You should see the one I started with. It was like the size of my fist.
Okay.
And
what is it? This is some people. Is this a voter registration thing, or where are we here?
This is the 21st Century Youth Leadership Movement, and it's people who this group that gets together and it enlightens each other about the voting process. They bring in a judge. He breaks it down like, you know, we get such general statements like, oh, it's important to vote, education, this, environment, but it's very vast. And when this judge came in and broke it down, like the phone calls that you make and the clothes you wear and the food you eat and the air you breathe, and everything is regulated and how your vote affects that. It was just so inspiring.
There's like odd people that...
Oh, yeah. This one guy was talking about how, like, presidents always have no facial hair, and that I talked to on the street, and it's true if you think about it. He's like, they haven't had a president with facial hair in 100 years, you know? And you're
That's something that needs to be addressed.
Not something I thought about before, you know?
Well, this one seems to have a lot of facial hair. Who's that?
That's Vivian. That's my dog. We were cruising in the car, and I just snapped a picture while driving, which might explain why I'm such a bad driver.
You were driving at the time.
Yes, we were like, you can see we're in mid-motion. I'm driving, like, snapping a picture of Viv. Not the best driver.
And this was 8 months. This is the longest trip to the vet I've ever taken. He must have sitting in the car. Now, who are this? Now, who are these people?
Oh, my friends and I, you know, we've been trying to rediscover our city, which is Los Angeles, and we thought we'd go and try and find fun things to do around LA. So we found a place that sells groovy pineapple drinks.
Groovy pineapple drinks?
Yes. Groovy van rides, groovy pineapple drinks. Then yesterday we were driving around and we found these take your picture with a pony on the side of the road at McDonald's. So, you know, just pineapples and ponies, and that's just week 1.
Wow, that's just... You have the wonderful ability to be like 25 and 4 at the same time. No, that's cool. Would you ever want to run for office? Do you think that'd be something you'd like?
I don't know. I believe in wanting to make the world the best place you can. So whatever forum I fit best in there, I'll go.
Okay, well, look, we'll take a break. We'll find out some more stuff right after this. More with Drew Barrymore. Welcome back. Talking with Drew Barrymore. So you still seeing that Italian guy?
Yes.
Yeah. The Italian men are the best, aren't they?
He's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, okay.
Now, you look like you're in love, but look, you're nervous, so that's good.
I get excited.
Yeah, well, that's good. Guys like that.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yes.
Now, not like when you go on a date, you have like a pre-date ritual kind of thing. You just throw caution to the wind and go. I mean, you have a series of steps that you go through.
I love dates.
Really?
I mean, we've been together 2.5 years, and I just love dates. Like, I'll meet you here, you get to show up, it's mysterious,
Right,
you know.
okay.
I love the getting ready process. I put my favorite music on and, like, talk to myself in the mirror. And,
You talk to yourself?
Uh-huh.
Like, what would you say? All right, let's say, okay, what do you say?
All of a sudden, I just realized that I admitted this, and I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable, and yet I'm thinking, don't we all talk to ourselves in the
Yes,
mirror a little
yes.
bit? By the way,
Yes.
no, apparently you don't.
Yes, we all do.
Thank you, thank you. I think we do things when we're alone,
Yeah.
We do.
I mean, like, what would you say?
I don't know, I just like, hi, how are you?
Oh, it's hi, how are you? Say, like you go,
Like the beginning of the date, like, hi, like little flirty.
flirty things, all right.
And then you do that when you see them.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Well, how about, all right, let's move from the ritual to the actual date itself.
Okay.
What are favorite things you like to do on a date? Is there something that...
Oh, different things. I love to go to the beach, with the dogs, or go out at night and have a great dinner. All different things apply, and I just think it's important to keep the ritual of exciting love alive,
Yeah.
and not just sort of take things for granted, but really approach it, with this new enthusiasm all the time. It keeps you excited, and it's just...
Now, are you on time?
No.
See, that's bad.
I'm apparently talking to myself too much in the mirror.
See, that's what I mean. See, like...
I gotta go!
See, I think the guys think it's cute, talking to yourself in the mirror. But when the guy's waiting downstairs, well, I don't know. What do you think, Drew? I don't know. And when they hear the conversation, then it turns into all about Eve, and it becomes like a different
Well,
thing.
oh dear.
How late do you tend to run? Let's say, all right, Drew, I'll pick you up at 8. Pick you up at 8 o'clock. So how long would I be?
10, 8:15.
That's not
I
bad.
can't turn and go, oh, that's not so bad.
No, that's not so bad if it were true. Is it actually only 8:10 or 8:15, or is it like 9:06?
No. It's no, like, ridiculous thing. It's just,
Let me tell you,
15
you do this,
minutes.
you do this, and you go, honey, I'll be ready in a second. You come out in like a black outfit and heels, and then go inside, and 2 minutes later, it's a whole different outfit.
Oh, I do change my clothes a lot,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's annoying to guys.
Oh, no!
Yeah, that's
oh,
good.
no!
Yeah, that's a bit. Well, it's not bad, because see, when the guy sees you in the black thing, he goes, oh, okay, well, she's just probably got to put some jewelry on, and then we go, and then he goes, oh, my God, it's a whole different outfit.
Well, this is good. I'm learning something.
Yeah, well, these are all, you tend to learn these. You have to be married 24 years. You learn.
Well, yeah, I mean, what about you and your dates? Like,
I haven't been
what
on a
do
date
you do?
for 25 years.
Okay, but say you and your wife are going to dinner. Do you do anything like,
Like,
talking to yourself or, crimping up or like
No, I
putting
go,
music on? Do you
the hell
ever
is she
ritual?
doing? We're just going to get something to eat. See, it's different. See, it's different.
I don't know. I like a ritual.
There is a way, but there are certain things that happen. It's like I was reading this thing, like Cosmo or something had this thing where it said, like women on a first date. This seemed really bizarre. It said they would like go in the ladies' room and take their underwear and drop it on the guy's plate.
Okay, that's just weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I don't do that on my date
yeah,
at
see,
all.
that's
I'm
what
doing
it-
better
see,
about
see,
my
that's-
talking to myself now.
But see, on a first date, a guy might think that's sexy. See, after 24
well, it
years...
certainly leaves a message.
Yeah, that's right. But after 24 years of marriage, you're going, hey, get your underpants off my steak! Hey! See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, it's different.
So
It's
no
still love.
underpants on the
It's still-
dates
it's
in
still
your
love.
dating
It's still
rituals.
Let's talk about Donnie Darko. This
Yes.
movie came out like 4 or 5 years ago. It's Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yes.
who was unknown at the time.
Absolutely.
And I thought it was such an unusual, just different kind of film that I was really pushing it. I liked it a lot. Now it's being re-released.
It's funny. We spoke on the phone actually after you saw it, and I was so pleased
I liked it a lot.
that you liked it. And it was just this small beautiful little film that we all set out to make, and the director also wrote it. So it was really his vision, and it's just wonderful if you can be able to enable, you know, films that wouldn't ordinarily get made because they're very small budget, they're very, you know,
odd.
Well, yeah, this film is odd, and it's very smart, and it's, you know, it leaves a lot of room for interpretation. It's not all set, and the answers aren't all given to you, which is so much fun watching a film that way. It's, I mean, you know, what do you think it's about?
Well, to me, it's about that sort of time when you're 17 or 18 years old. And, you know, most teenage movies seem to be about the jock quarterback and the dorky kid and the beautiful cheerleader and the dorky girl with the glasses. But this is a sort of darker side of this. I mean, it's about a kid who's sort of in his own head. You don't quite know if, is this real life or is this in his head or what's happening? I mean, it just reminded me of being kind of a dorky kid myself, not knowing quite what, you know, where you're going, but on a different level than the obvious, I want to be a football player or I want to be a rock star.
It is a young man's journey into becoming a man, and the sacrifices and the organic changes that take place inside of you in that time in life, but it also is on a much grander, more questionable level that he actually has to sacrifice himself in order to save the world. And whether that's literal or metaphorical is sometimes up to the audience member themselves.
Let's see, this is the scene. You're the teacher.
Yes.
Which would be great, actually, if you were the teacher.
No, thank you.
Well, here's the scene from Donna. What's happening here?
Jake is coming in, or actually Jenna Malone is coming into the school, and she has to, she's new, and figure out where she's going to sit.
Let's take a look.
May we help you?
Yeah, I just registered, and they put me in the wrong English class.
You look like you belong here.
Where do I sit?
Sit next to the boy you think is the cutest. Quiet!
Oh, my God.
Better choose. Joni, get up.
And it opens today in selected cities.
Yes.
Barrymore. I'll be right back with Gary Hall Jr. right after this.